Ooh. Today actually is all about, what do I want to say? Yeah, it's all about being at peace with oneself. Sometimes to actually find peace requires a lot of work from within. Finding peace sometimes means walking all by yourself just to find that peace. And that peace, when we look for it, is only in one space within you. Nobody can actually give you that peace. I don't care who it is. So in it all, that peace that we're always trying to look for is within us. Yes, it is within us, that peace. You can't find it in the sky, but it requires a certain lifestyle to find that peace. Extremely hard too. No sugar coating. Extremely hard to actually trying to find peace within oneself. It requires extreme discipline that is beyond normal. There's just no way around it, finding that peace. Sometimes you might have to push your body beyond its regular self, or beyond what you've been taught about, shall I say. So to actually find peace sometimes is extremely hard. But that peace, we all carry it with us every single day. As a matter of fact, that peace never disappeared from you. It's just always been there. We were actually born with peace. Yes, we are born with peace. And a lot of times, like I've been saying, it just requires certain activities. You have to put certain food into your system. It requires it requires one to be extremely disciplined, period. You have to really push your body sometimes. And what I've gotten over the years, especially now that I'm getting to a stage of where the movement in my feet, I also feel it relaxing my brain, and it's almost like with this thing called chakra is absolutely amazing. So it's really like, to find yourself, to be able to move faster, you have to really learn how to run real slow and just be comfortable with that pain, with a lot of push-ups, a lot of yoga. So peace, yes, is attainable, because once you begin to find that peace, you started to block things out. Your ego drops. You're not ashamed of anything anymore. Certain things just doesn't hurt your emotions anymore. Like lately, I've had a lot of comments about my hair. I just love the way my hair looks. Just really, truly love the way my hair looks. And your appearance becomes an appearance that makes you happy from within. Once you begin to find peace in yourself, you judge less. You don't want to judge anybody. You respect everybody's journey in life. You don't make a mockery of someone else's lifestyle. You admire it. And I think a lot of times it takes certain things to get to that type of stage. That's why when you see a mother who has a child that is of special need, their compassion about life is totally different. Because then they have to deal with a lot of things. And when it comes to this thing called racism is in different form. It could be judging somebody because of their spiritual beliefs, how they look, based on what they have. And a lot of times, the reason why we are not aware of it is because we haven't reached a certain consciousness within ourselves. Because a lot of us are full of self-doubt and I don't want to use any heavy word, dislike. That's the reason why it's very easy. It's very easy to judge others. When you have no compassion for yourself, you see what is wrong with others at all times. When you are not practicing your spiritual discipline, you are of envy to the ones that are practicing that discipline. I like the way the stones are put all together. Yeah. So, in a lot of senses, when we even look at running, jogging, walking, we look at it based on just a movement of I'm trying to relax, I'm trying to relieve stress. But once you begin to look at it in a different point of manner, and you are able to relax and sink in with the emotion, it's totally different. I truly believe the more one meditates and spend time alone, certain parts of your brain, especially when you spend so much time in nature like I've done, certain part of your brain begin to open, certain emotions, certain growth comes in, and that growth is maturity, we call it, or spiritual. A lot of people never reach that growth, even though they are at a certain age. Their mindset is still the way they were when they were 17, 16, even though in a 40 or 60-year-old body. I look at it as not being not intentional, but it's because it is something that we're not introduced to. So certain aspects of the brain, the functionality of emotions, once you begin to tap into it, be introduced to it, you understand things at a different level. You have more compassion about the whole things in this universe, the earth, the planet. You become more respectful towards others. All the fighting and all the talking that we do about equal opportunity, none this, none that, a lot of it has good intention, but once it's coming from self-doubt and hatred, all it does is just create war, which we have done a better job at. Consciousness, whatever you want to call it, higher self, it is attainable. It just requires some discipline. It isn't about you just going out and talking to others, because that's another thing that we're very good at. We're very good at telling people to change their lives, telling them how to live their lives, but those lifestyles We don't even leave it. So those things really just crack me up every single day. And it's probably one of the reasons why I continue this path, because we are such a great, we are a masterpiece when it comes to talking. We got that down packed. But when it comes to the discipline aspect of the preaching, out of a 10, I will give 3.5. Because we just don't, we barely get to that sense of thinking. And that's why I've always admired martial arts, Eastern philosophies, from Buddhism aspect of things, certain Asian African ideologies, agnostic Christians, or whatever they want to call it. I really admire that so much, because those things require a certain level of discipline in the mind, which modern day culture, shall I say, the Judeo teaching has very little of. And that's the reason why we have so much mental health, depression, anxiety, sickness, and disease. But the true essence of it all is those things are curable. I was talking yesterday and I'm saying I can't remember the last time I took a pill. I don't take no vitamins. It isn't because I'm some type of superhuman. It's just because once you align yourself with this universe, certain things are attainable. All we have to do is look at the sun and the moon. Those things rise. There are days the sun doesn't set or rise. Yes, I begin to learn that. Like, ooh, certain days the sun says, see ya. No, the moon rather. There's certain days that it doesn't rise, doesn't set. Amazing. But we never pay attention to it. So, I think this is marathon number 40. What number is this one right about now? Let me slow down. Number 40, maybe like 44 or something like that. I just want to see what it feels like to run 100 miles. So actually, no, to run 100 marathons. I've studied all these monks, the marathon monks, and I see how they do this. I'm like, man, that level of discipline, I just want to be able to attain it. I want to put myself just to run 100 marathons straight. So it'll probably take me like about 2 months. I just wanted to do it, yeah, in 3 months. So that's what I'm doing right now. And that's why every time I have the opportunity to slow down and walk, I just kind of just take that opportunity and just do that. So higher consciousness is where this is coming from. It cannot be done with the ego. You have to be at the space of peace. So let me continue this journey. We'll stay in the bushes. And lift up these feet real quick. And I'm going to say happy Saturday.